Cat, I did my paperwork. It's right here.
It's blank. Okay, first things first, this paperwork must be filled out in blue ink. You know what they say, if it's not in blue, then a birdie will doo-doo on you. Now that we have our blue pen, we can get this filled out. First, we will write what subject we are teaching. So let's say Lil Johnny is taking social studies with me. We will write social studies on our subject line. Below that is the date, so we'll write down when we see Lil Johnny. If we see him 3 times a week, then we need to fill 3 spaces out. If Lil Johnny is a middle schooler and we see him 5 times a week, then we will need 2 of these papers so we can fill out 5 different spaces. 1 space for each day you see him. We can't forget the period we see Lil Johnny in, so make sure you put what period you have Lil Johnny. If he is absent, please write absent and check no accommodations for that day. If you are absent that day, please write teacher absent on the comments box. If you are the student, were gone that day, no accommodations could have been given. Now we will move on to the assignment box. In the assignment box, you will put down whatever Lil Johnny worked on that day. If y'all did some notes, you check the notes box. If you did a test, then you'll check, everyone, you guessed it, the test box. Where it says lesson name, you can put the name of the lesson. All right, that's enough of the assignment box. Let's move on to the accommodation box. In the accommodation box, you will check whichever accommodations Lil Johnny used that day. For example, Lil Johnny's accommodations are preferential seating, extra time, engage frequently, individual structured reminders, and so on. Now, as you may have noticed, a lot of these you are probably already doing with every student in your class, and that's awesome. But please make sure you check which accommodations Lil Johnny is using that day. If one of Lil Johnny's accommodations is a calculator, then Lil Johnny needs to have a calculator, even if Lil Johnny is not using said calculator in all appropriate subjects. Awesome. Now that we are done with the assignment box, we can get going with the success box. The success box does not mean that Lil Johnny succeeded in whatever he did that day. The success box means that the accommodations gave Lil Johnny an equal opportunity as the rest of the kids in your class. So, if Lil Johnny had the same chances to learn as the rest of the class, then you will check the yes box. For the comment section, please write down any comments you may have about Lil Johnny for that day. For the behavioral intervention forms, or BIP forms, which will be clearly labeled next to Lil Johnny's name, it is crucial to know whether Lil Johnny's behavior was good or bad in your class. This is important information to know when determining Lil Johnny's future accommodations. If there's an incident that happens that day, for example a fight or a parent phone call is made, please let me or Miss Amy know the day of, as well as marking it down in the comments section. Now finally, we get to the bottom of the page. In this first box, you must clearly print your name. On the second box, you will sign your name in blue ink. And lastly, on the last box, you will date the day that you have completed the paperwork, which should be the Friday that you're turning it in. Now, in a perfect world, we are filling these boxes throughout the week, so that way we can give the most accurate and detailed information as possible. Not the day it's due. If you have any questions about your SPED paperwork or any of your SPED students, please feel free to reach out to me, Kat Hernenzel, or Ms. Amy Lee. Thank you. Have a great day.
Here's accommodations. I got him. I got him.
Can't use orange. Gotta have blue. Can't use orange. Gotta have blue. Alright, go ahead and grab a pen and we'll fill it out together. That's incorrect. You can't use that. Can't have orange. Gotta have blue. Can't use orange. Gotta get off the floor.
Gross. Why do we even give accommodations? I don't give them. But you know what? I should get accommodations for this paperwork.
Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a